This is the 9th video in the 100 days revision series for Indian Economics Service Examination. Now, if you have given this examination earlier, or even if you have seen PYQs, you must have seen exchange rate determination is one of the important topics. Let me tell you why. Because it connects several topics of economics: macro, micro, inflation, investment, interest rates. So many mix-up is there. In this video, we will discuss all the conceptual clarity that you need for your answer writing. Because, one student came to me yesterday from my batch and she said that, sir, I'm not able to understand how dollar and rupee, they buy each other. What is the meaning of imported inflation? What is the effect of depreciation of rupee on our imports and the exports? So she said, sir, there's so much of confusion. So I thought of explaining this. I explained her to yesterday, but here this is a very important topic where people understand the meaning, but they don't understand how the system works, okay? And what are the major factors behind it, okay? So we'll see that once it is important, okay? So first of all, so exchange rate determination. Now, if you struggle in answer writing, I have an ebook for you. And that ebook will help you in understanding A to Z about Indian Economic Service answer writing. How to write introduction, different introduction of the same question, body, conclusion, data, how to remember examples, how to add factual information, how to add value, arguments, how to understand different command words. All these compiled in one ebook. You can ask on the support number given on the screen or in the description. Exchange rate is the price of one currency in terms of another currency. Now consider US dollar, okay, as a commodity. Like for example, this. So if I have to buy $1, how much rupee I need to buy this $1? Okay, that's simple thing. Like for example, you buy watch, you buy pen, you buy notebook, same lines, you buy dollar. So for that, we can say you need 90 rupees for that. 90 rupees. For the sake of explanation, we are seeing 90 rupees for $1. It means you need $100. You just have to add 2 more zero here. That will become 9,000. Okay. Now it is an important link between domestic economy and external sector. So link between India and USA, especially India and rest of the world, because currencies are not just US dollar. It can be Singaporean dollar, it can be euro or Great Britain pound, etc. And this exchange rate influences exports, imports, inflation and capital flows. All four I'll be explaining in this video, upcoming slides, okay? I'll be explaining each and everything. Just wait. It is major topic in international economics. So Indian economy and international economics both important topic. For IAS, this topic is important for the theory and policy related answer. That's why I have taken this topic, because wherever students struggle, where they struggle in policy based answer. So understanding exchange rate helps BOP and trade analysis. If you see General Economics paper 2 in international economics, BOP and global institution put together, you may expect 7 to 8 questions in the paper. So you can see the weightage, okay? Let's see, let's move demand and supply of foreign exchange. Like India is having foreign exchange reserves, approximately we can say 700 billion US dollar is the foreign exchange reserves. It means India received this much of dollar and exchange India gave rupee. Like who will ask for rupee? An investor sitting in USA, investing in Indian stock market. So he will come to India, ask for rupee, give dollar, and then invest in Indian stock market. So he's asking for rupee. Demand for rupee goes up. It means rupee appreciates. Okay? And this dollar goes to kitty of RBI, because obviously in India you cannot spend dollar. So that will become the part of foreign exchange reserves. Generally, majorly currencies are there. Okay? So this is the one example. Same thing, outflow happened. COVID-19, when in USA, investor demanded their money back for their basic necessities, for example. So they pull out those investment from India. So pulling out the investment from India means they will give rupee to RBI, ask for dollar. It means demand for dollar goes up and rupee depreciates. The value of rupee goes down and that US dollar flows. That's what we call capital flow. We have seen in the previous slide. Now demand for foreign exchange arises from imports. Okay. foreign travel, foreign investment, debt repayments. Suppose, for example, Reliance Industries Limited borrowing money from US banks, taking Russian oil. So if they have to do debt payment, they will demand dollar from RBI and they will deposit those dollar into the US bank where they have taken the loan. Foreign investment, like in India, I'm sitting, I want to invest in stock market of New York Stock Exchange, for example, and I will invest in Apple company. So I will need dollar. Foreign travel, if I go to US for a tourism purpose or for meeting family, I will demand dollar from RBI. And imports, it means if I have to buy, suppose for example, a drone which is not available in India, and I will import that, so I'll pay in US dollar. Okay. Supply of foreign exchange, who will supply foreign exchange in India? Exporters. If I give services to, suppose for example, US university, I'm teaching a lecture, so I took a lecture last year, got $100 for that lecture. It means those $100 I cannot spend in the Indian economy, so I've exchanged with the banks. Banks means RBI, so that $100 goes to RBI. I got my money in rupee. So exporters, remittances, suppose for example, I am working abroad, sending money to my parents, that is remittances. Okay? Capital inflows, it means where US people investing in India. Why I'm taking US? Just for the sake of understanding. And foreign investment, so McDonald's coming in India will ask for rupee or will supply dollar to India. Okay? So ER, that is exchange rate, is determined by interaction of demand and supply under flexible system. So there are different systems, we'll see in the upcoming slide. Higher demand for foreign exchange leads to depreciation of the domestic currency. So in India, if everyone will ask dollar, it means the value of rupee is going down. So that is why you see 1997 Asian financial crisis, same thing happened. And nobody demanded Thai baht. What they have demanded is US dollar, and suddenly the economy collapsed. Higher supply of foreign exchange leads to appreciation of domestic currency. That also we need to protect. How RBI protect? Depreciation is good, is not good. Appreciation is good and not good as well, because it hurts either party, exporters or importers. Let me explain. Okay. So external shocks can disturb currency stability. Like for example, Turkish lira. And it has been struggling since COVID. That's the problem. So here you can see in the graph, rate of foreign exchange and supply of foreign exchange. So this is how goes up. Okay. Now there are several form of exchange rate. Fixed exchange rate, India, before 1991 it was there. Difficult because it was fixed, pegged it. So if demand supply in the economy changes, sometimes rupee is overvalued, undervalued, and rupee is not able to move. That was main, one of the reason for the crisis as well. Flexible exchange rate means full dependent on demand and supply, no control. Same thing happened, market forces, 1997 Asian financial crisis. Countries like Thailand, South Korea, Taiwan, they struggled. This is the managed exchange rate, is mixed system with limited intervention. This is what majority countries are right now following. Okay, I'll explain this in simple sense. Okay. So for example, RBI is thinking in its mind that this is the band. If the exchange rate remain in this band, I will not intervene. RBI will not do anything. If it goes beyond that, then they will intervene. Like for example, if that band now changes to this, because of the demand supply, export, import, the band also shifts. That's why it is called managed exchange rate. So RBI will do accordingly. RBI can opt out for that as well. So this is not a fixed band, this is imaginary band according to the condition, economic condition at that particular time. Fixed system provides stability but reduces flexibility. Okay. So the same thing happened with India in 1991. So bailout were there, depreciation, overvalued rupee created problem. Flexible system is very volatile. So crisis is sudden capital outflow. You are not be able to stop. What will happen? Collapse of economy. That's what we call speculative attacks. So managed float attempts to balance both stability and adjustment. Okay? I hope this makes sense. This is how you have to understand and write it in the exam. Okay? Now, very important slide. Okay? This is where your UPSC answer lies. Okay? inflation differential between countries and interest rate differential. Two things are there where students get confused. Now, what very important thing. If you want to remove your confusion, I have a good psychometric test. 50-55 questions are there. 10 to 12 minutes it will take. Absolutely free. You can ask on the support number. You will know your weakness, your strength, your areas to improve, where you are doing well. It means it will show you the mirror about your progress of the preparation. It will take 10-12 minutes. Your report will be generated on your WhatsApp number. So make sure you don't make a mistake because it is all automatic. Okay? So you can request in the support number. Now moving on to the topic once again. Inflation differential between the country. If inflation is high in India domestically, rupee will depreciate. High inflation, losing value, currency is losing value. That's why depreciation is there. Here interest rate differential means in India, if interest rate is high, everyone will ask Indian rupee to invest in India to get higher return. So it appreciates. If interest rate is down in India, then people will take money out of and they will go in the other places where they will get the higher return. So that also affects depreciation and the value of the currency. So both things are important. What I said that imported inflation, understand from this perspective. In the month of November, when rupee was depreciating, we were happy because due to tariff, exporters were facing difficult times. So government supported with depreciation. It means RBI did not do anything or not a lot to control the currency. Currency was depreciating and RBI allowed that. So exporters got the help. But cut to February or March, what happened is that depreciation now hurting because we are also import dependent, net oil importer. So in order to import, you have to pay more and the same import commodities. So balance of payment position, it also impact capital inflow and outflows. I've already explained. Market expectation and speculation is also there, where people say, oh, this currency is weak, let's pull out that money. So that's how animal spirits, according to the Keynes, works. Okay. Then central bank intervention is there. So if central bank is having the strategy, they can sell dollars, they can stabilize the market, they can use the foreign exchange reserves. Currently we have 700 plus. Not exactly, it's up and down, but always. So political and global economic condition are also affected. So this is what UPSC requires from you. Okay. Now see importance. This is again UPSC's favorite. Exchange rate affects import bill. Okay. For example, crude oil, recently it was around $60 per barrel BBL. Now due to war, it reached 80. It means the same oil we are importing, now we have to pay $20 more. And a lot of people, speculators were saying that Iran will fight till the point it reaches 200 and destroys the American economy. I hope you are getting. And that's why America is in panic. That's the problem. So these things you have to understand how increase in the same commodity price can hurt. Now that depreciation can help export competitiveness. It means suppose for example previously it was 90 rupees per dollar. Okay. Now for the same export, if rupee depreciates from 90 to 95, I am getting per dollar extra 5 rupees. Extra 5, what I'll do is I am earning dollar, RBI is getting those dollar. I am getting extra 5 rupees that I'll be investing in the domestic economy. So depreciation helps exporter, but it affects import bill. So it's never like too much fluctuation is good. You must have seen those WhatsApp forward. During independence, it was 1:1. When American economy collapsed, we will also reach $1 is equals to 1 rupee. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. These are the major countries who control trade. They have the institutions. That is why they can print trillions of dollars. If you go 5-6 videos back, you will find the full video about it, where I have explained why countries like US can print trillions of dollars in comparison to the other countries like India, Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe. They struggle. When they print, their economy collapses. It means same activity but different results. I have explained that, you can watch that. Okay? Depreciation raises cost of imported fuel and raw material. So depreciation raises cost of imported fuel and raw material, I have already explained. Appreciation may hurt exporters if excessive, because for the same good they are getting less money, but they have cost back home to produce those exported goods. That is why it may hurt exporters. Stable exchange rate supports investor confidence. So they have confidence on the currency, they have confidence on RBI, they have confidence on Indian economy, that if I invest, it will not fluctuate much. Okay. Exchange rate policy must balance growth, inflation and external stability. All three I have already explained to you. External sector management is key part of macroeconomic policy. Don't forget the ebook. You will find this on the support number, and the psychometric test also you can request. In the next video, we'll discuss about the 10th day of 100 days revision series. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Jai Hind.